Movement. It's something that every game has, but not something that every game gets right.
What would you like me to do grinding your games? What would you like me to do?
You see, most games have a certain feel to their movement mechanics that I can only describe as stiff or clunky. That is, until you play a game that focuses on movement mechanics as a skill and not just a mandatory to get from point A to point B. Take the Titanfall franchise for example.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities.
They made their movement in a way that lets the player make a path the way that they want it to. Meaning, sure, there's a right path, but any path that you take is viable. Whether you want to grapple over a building into a B-hop to get where you wanted to go, or grenade jump and use the momentum from your slide to take you there instead. These are options that made Titanfall stand out from their competitors. Now, you're probably asking, Dreya, what does this have to do with Borderlands? Well, up until Borderlands 3, the franchise had some very stiff, and dare I say, boring movement. But then Borderlands 3 added sliding and mantling. Not to mention movement speed was more important than ever, with some skills scaling your damage the faster you were. The big problem with Borderlands 3 was that it was simply too late to the party. Sliding and mantling was pretty much industry standard by then, and other than those additions, the movement was still pretty grounded compared to other movement shooters. Obviously, I know Borderlands is not a movement shooter, it's a looter shooter. But if you look at the past Borderlands games, they all have some type of movement tech that isn't directly laid out for the player. For example, rocket jumping and grenade jumping. These in turn make the game feel and play different for the experienced player over a new player. This in practice has been very beneficial for the games in the long term, as to this day players are still finding clever ways to get through their playthroughs faster. This is otherwise known as the skip, dude. I bring all this up today because A, I love movement in shooters and think all shooter games, competitive or not, benefit from a movement system you can learn and master over time. And B, Borderlands 4 is getting better movement. So let's talk about it. First, let's look at the new movement mechanics in Borderlands 4. First, we see double jumping, which is incredibly exciting for momentum-based movement. Next, we see swimming, which is cool, but only if underwater is a thing. Otherwise, I could care less, and we'll talk about that more later. And finally, we see grappling, which I'm a little iffy on, as if implemented poorly, may go completely unused, but if done right, could change the way the game is played for the better. And that's what I want to discuss. First, let's get this out the way. I want to talk about swimming. I personally think that the swimming mechanics in most games are pretty okay, but if we could dive underwater, imagine the gameplay possibilities. They can make entire cities and factions like the bandits, but underwater. This could shake up the game in a way we've never seen in Borderlands history. I mean, we could fight the Borderlands version of a Megalodon, Kraken, and even Cthulhu. So I'm excited, but I'm not getting my hopes up, as this would be insane in a game like Borderlands, and I just don't see the devs doing it. Next, I want to talk about double jumping. In the trailer, we see the characters perform a double jump 2 separate times. The first before falling into the water, and the second after a grapple swing. The first was exciting, but let me just say, when I saw the grapple swing into a double jump while keeping the momentum of the swing, I could have cried, man. I was so happy because this means that we could get movement tech like B-hopping. My main question is, can we gain momentum in other ways than the base walking, running, etc.? And how easy is it to lose that momentum? Only time will tell, but I'm optimistic. Finally, I want to talk about the grappling hook. Like I said earlier, I am iffy because in the trailer it looks as if the grappling hook can only be used on specific grapple points or anchors, if you will. Which, that would suck royally, as it will make the grapple hook much less fun and much more tedious. So on the off chance that a Gearbox dev actually sees this video, please, for the love of God, make the grapple hook usable anywhere. Thank you. I asked them this because if the grapple hook was usable anywhere, we could see some of the craziest and most fun feeling gameplay we have ever had. Not to mention the combos we could potentially pull off with it as well. I mean, just imagine trick-shotting a bandit after you grapple 360, weapon swap, double jump, and fade away into a lake, never to be seen again. But hey, these are all just hypotheticals, obviously. And when the game fully launches, we will officially know if the movement is good or not. And with that all out of the way, I love y'all, I'll see you in the next one, have a good day, and goodbye.